At the end of this module, you will be able to classify African instruments according to the Saxe-Horn-Bostel system, membranophones, idiophones, aerophones, chordophones, identify key traditional instruments and their ethnic or geographical origins, describe the construction and materials used in traditional instruments, explain the cultural, spiritual, and ceremonial roles of each instrument, recognize sound examples of each classification, discuss the symbolism, restrictions, and sacred meanings of certain instruments, evaluate how these instruments have evolved or been adapted in modern genres like Afrobeats, jazz, hip-hop, and reggae. In African tradition, music, dance, and ritual are inseparable, a trinity of cultural expression through which spirituality, identity, community, and ancestral continuity are celebrated and preserved. This module explores the interwoven nature of these three elements, revealing how they form the core of African performative and ceremonial life. Unlike Western constructs that separate music and dance as entertainment or art, African societies understand them as spiritual and social processes. Every musical event is a collective ritual, every dance a coded language, and every ritual a conduit between the physical and metaphysical realms. Thus, the trio of music, dance, and ritual is fundamental to expressing the sacred, the secular, the political, and the personal. In this module, you will journey through the philosophical, functional, and aesthetic connections between sound, movement, and ceremonial purpose across Africa, from initiation rites among the Maasai, to the masquerade dances of the Igbo, to the trance rituals of the Dagara people in Burkina Faso. This module illuminates how music and dance not only accompany rituals, but are the ritual itself. Then you will also discover how these practices create, maintain, and transmit cultural identity and collective memory. You will explore how rituals surrounding birth, puberty, marriage, enthronement, agriculture, and death are accompanied by specific rhythms and movements, with every step and every beat imbued with ancestral symbolism. Philosophical foundations of the sacred triad. African worldview. No clear divide between sacred and secular. Music and dance as vehicles for ancestral invocation and cosmic balance. Ritual as a cyclical renewal of harmony between the living, the dead, and the yet-to-be-born. To dance is to pray, to drum is to speak, to sing is to live. Types of ritual ceremonies and their musical forms. A. Rites of passage. Birth rituals, accompanied by lullabies, naming songs, ululations. Initiation ceremonies. Adolescent boys, girls undergo tests of maturity with intense drumming and masked dances, e.g., Shosa Ulwaluko, Yoruba Oro. Marriage. Ceremonial songs to honor families, fertility chants, symbolic dance rituals, e.g., Dagara love dances. B. Agricultural and harvest rituals. Drumming and dancing offered to gods for rainfall, fertility, and good harvest. Communal participation in sowing and harvesting songs. Examples: Bemba Chisungu, Zambia, Yoruba Ogun and Sango festivals, Dogon millet harvest rituals. C. Coronation and royal ceremonies. Exclusive court music and dance for kings and chiefs. Use of praise poetry, talking drums, symbolic dance steps reserved for royalty. The Asantehene of Ghana and the Alafin of Oyo as key examples. Death and ancestral rituals. Funeral music includes dirges, wailing, drumming to guide the soul, spirit possession dances and masquerades to link realms. Igungun, Yoruba, Aboi, Middle Belt Nigeria, Niao dancers, Malawi. E. Healing and protection rituals. Music and dance as therapeutic mechanisms, used to exorcise evil spirits, appease deities, or heal emotional psychic wounds. Examples: Ngoma drum healing, Congo, Czar possession ritual, Sudan, Ethiopia. The role of dance in ritual. Dance steps are symbolic and codified, Each movement has a meaning. Repetition induces trance and spiritual receptivity. Gendered expressions, male and female roles vary across communities. Masks and costumes transform dancers into ancestral or spiritual beings. Musical instruments in ritual context. Drums, most important ritual instrument, seen as the voice of the ancestors. Rattles, bells, flutes, xylophones, used to mark transitions or signal moments of transformation. Instruments often undergo ritual consecration before use. Dance is a sacred language. Dance movements function like visual text. Gestures, posture, footwork all tell stories. In masquerades, the dancer becomes a spirit, not just a performance, but a spiritual manifestation. Every movement mirrors cosmic balance, communal history, or spiritual hierarchy. Symbolism of colors, costumes, and spaces in rituals. Colors: red for war, white for purity, black for death or fertility. Costume materials: animal skins, beads, feathers, reflect power, ancestry, or spirit alignment. Sacred spaces, groves, shrines, ancestral homes, serve as stages for ritual performance. The impact of colonization and Christianity on rituals. Suppression or reinterpretation of indigenous rituals. Syncretism, blending of Christian elements with African ritual music, dance, e.g., Aladura churches in Nigeria, Zionist churches in South Africa. Contemporary resistance through cultural revival and decolonization of art. Music, dance, and ritual in the African diaspora, retained in African-descended communities in Brazil, Candomblé, Cuba, Santeria, Haiti, Vodou, and the U.S., ring shouts, gospel. Use of music and dance to reclaim identity and resist oppression.